Removing asbestos cement sheets from walls, ceilings or roofs requires care. Follow these procedures to protect other workers and yourself, and to minimise contamination. First, make sure there are no unprotected people working in the area where you'll be removing the AC sheeting. Restrict access to your work area. You could do this by closing doors and windows and using signs and barrier tape. You'll need to restrict access to the rear of the asbestos wall in a similar way if it is exposed. This will confine any contamination to the immediate area. Protect areas underneath the wall or ceiling area to be removed by spreading polythene drop sheets on the floors and taping them down to avoid movement. And make sure you have adequate lighting and all necessary tools with you before you start the job. When removing an AC ceiling or roof, the risk of falls must be considered. Once all the site protection work is complete, first put on your personal protective equipment, as detailed in the PPE section of this DVD. The selection and use of personal protective equipment, PPE, should always be based on a risk assessment as determined by a competent person. Asbestos cement roofing should be sprayed with PVA, diluted woodworking glue, prior to the removal process. The PVA must be dry before sheet removal begins to avoid a slip hazard. Wall and ceiling sheeting should be wetted down using a fine water spray. If nails or other fasteners are holding the AC sheets in place, first dampen the areas around them. Then remove the nails or fasteners, or carefully punch them through the AC sheeting to minimise damage to the sheets, and discard them in waste bags. If the sheets are bolted into position, cut the bolts, being careful to avoid contact with the AC sheets. Power tools must not be used to cut or remove nails, fasteners or bolts because of the potential to damage the asbestos cement and release fibres. Dispose of the discarded bolts in an asbestos waste bag. The asbestos cement sheets should be wetted using a fine mist spray. Sheets should then be removed in complete sections to avoid breakage, which would release asbestos particles. Once removed, the backs of the sheets should be wetted using a fine water spray. Larger sheets should be wrapped in polythene plastic and sealed using duct tape. Smaller sheets should be put into asbestos waste bags. The wrapped sheets should then be wrapped a second time, labelled and placed into a polythene plastic-lined skip. When the sheets have been removed, check for debris in bolt or fastener holes and remove where necessary. At the completion of removal works, apply a polyvinyl acetate PVA sealant, wood glue, to any framework using low-pressure spray equipment to seal any remaining dust and fibres which may not have been removed as part of the removal process. When diluted with water, the PVA should be mixed in a ratio of no greater than 5 parts water to 1 part PVA. Finally, decontaminate the work area and personnel in accordance with the decontamination procedure shown in this DVD. Visually inspect the asbestos work area to make sure that it has been cleaned properly. Transport and dispose of waste according to storage, transport and disposal safe work procedure.